Hello students, in today's session I am going to cover object oriented terminologies like object, class, polymorphism, different types of polymorphism, inheritance and different types of inheritance. These are different object oriented terminologies. Among this, abstraction and encapsulation, these two concepts we already covered in previous lecture. Now in today's lecture we are going to discuss these four terminologies, that is object, class, polymorphism and inheritance. Now first one is an object. An object is a real world element. It could be thing, place, person, anything moving around us could be say as a object here only. It could be living thing or a non-living thing. For example, a person here as a object, a fruit as a object, car, house, these are the examples of the object. Now second terminology is class. How it defines? A class represents a template for several objects that describes how these objects are structured internally. Means for every object there are set of attributes, there are certain behavior or set of methods that could be represented, that could be defined under one unit, that is say as a class. That's why class could be say as a template which describes the object. Then second definition for class is a class serves as a blueprint for its objects. Then one more definition is a class is defined as a user defined data type which contains the entire set of similar data and the functions that the object possesses. So these are three different definitions for the class. An example here. Now consider, here are the different objects are created like Mercedes, BMW, Audi. These could be say as a cars, different types of cars. So internal definition of these objects are written in a one unit, that is say as a class. So class name is car. The car will store the basic attributes and the methods for every car here only, and these are the set of objects. One more class example is vehicle. A vehicle class here, there are four different types of vehicles are shown here like car, bus, truck, bike. These are the vehicles. These are the different objects that could be defined under one particular class. That class name is given as a vehicle. Then one more example, a class is mobile here, and for mobile class a set of objects defined are Samsung, Nokia, iPhone. These are the different objects. These objects are described under one unit. That unit is say as a class, and here class name is given as a mobile. The example for a class, basically in programming how we are writing a class, here is a class as a user reserved here. Class name is given as a box, and this curly opening is the beginning of a class and curly closing is the end of the class. So class having two access specifiers are given here, private and public. Under private section we can define data members and methods or functions, and under public section also we can define data members and the functions here only. From this box class we are creating the objects like B1, B2 and B3. So through these objects we can have communication with the class. We can access the members of the class. In graphical notation, a class could be represented as a, here we have to mention a class name, then we have to mention a data members of the class, and here we have to mention a member functions of the class. So a class is a three compartment box which encapsulates data and functions here. Then next object oriented terminology is polymorphism. Polymorphism means one name multiple form. Example we can consider as a person. A person could play different role. For example, a man we can consider. A man plays different role, like a man could be son, a man could be husband, a man could be father, a man could be employee. So everywhere that person is having different functionality, and as per that necessity that functionality get activated basically. Now here polymorphism in programming terminology, it is get divided into two types. One is a compile time polymorphism and second is a runtime polymorphism. Compile time could be say as a static binding and runtime could be say as a dynamic binding. Now compile time is again get divided into two parts. One is function overloading and second is operator overloading. This could be analyzed based on their data types and the arguments sent for that functions basically. And in runtime polymorphism, the best example is virtual function. You might have remembered that if in an inheritance concept we have a base class and we have a certain child classes and all are having the same function name, then based on the pointer, what the pointer we are sending and for that object, through that pointer the appropriate invocation of the respective function is to be given. It could be either from the child class or it could be either from the parent class. So that could be say as a virtual function, and the parent class function should be named as a virtual one for separation. Now example taken here is a class animal and a common function name is a make sound. Again class dog. Here is a inherited part is given here. From animal two classes are derived. One is a dog and second is a cat. In dog class there is a one method make sound, and their second class is cat. Again there is a method or a function make sound. Means parent class and both the child classes are having same function name. So appropriate function call should be given to the respective function through the respective objects. That could be done by achieving the virtual function or a runtime polymorphism here only. Then next is types of inheritance. Now first of all, inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance is nothing but mechanism of deriving new class from old one. There are different types of inheritance. First one is single inheritance, second is multiple inheritance, third one is hybrid inheritance, fourth one multi-level inheritance, and fifth one hierarchical inheritance. There are 5 different types of inheritance. First of all, we will discuss what is inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but mechanism of deriving a new class from old one. A new class could have a features of parent class, some or all features of a parent class, and a derived class is having its own features also. I repeat again, inheritance is nothing but a mechanism of deriving new class from old one, and a new class inherits the sum or all features of a parent class, and child class is having some new additional features also. Now here base class could be say as a super class, base class or a parent class, and a newly derived class is say as a subclass or a derived class or a child class. Any naming conventions we can use here. Now first type of inheritance is single inheritance. Single inheritance means there is only one base class and only one derived class. Now here base class is considered as a vehicle, and from vehicle we are deriving a new class, that is derived class is naming is given as a car here. So car is derived from vehicle. So some or all features of a vehicle are get inherit in a car, and car is having its own features. So this is about a single base class and single child class, that is a single inheritance. Then second type of inheritance is multiple inheritance. In multiple inheritance there are more than one base class and there is a single child class. For example, A and B are two parent classes or base classes, and from that a new class is derived. That class is say as a C class. C class will inherit the properties from A class as well as B class. For example, father and mother. These are two base classes, and from that a newly derived class is say as a child class. So child class is inheriting the features from father and mother, and child is having own features also. So this is an example of a multiple inheritance. Then next inheritance type is multi-level inheritance. Here certain levels are maintained here only. Multi-level inheritance, in that the topmost class is say as a grandparent class, second level class is say as a parent class, and last derived class is say as a child class. So from watch is a grandparent class, from watch a derived class is a titan, we can say here. Okay, this could be say as a parent class. Watch is a grandparent class, titan is a parent class. From parent class titan we are deriving a new class that is say as a raga here. So raga is a child class here only. Grandparent, parent and child class. Certain levels are maintained here. So that's why it is say as a multi-level inheritance. In multi-level inheritance, the feature of watch is get inherit in a titan, and the feature of titan is get inherit in a raga, and the feature of watch is indirectly get inherit in a raga class basically. So this is an example of a multi-level inheritance. Then next is hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical inheritance, a certain set of classes are defined, or a hierarchy is maintained here only. This is a main base class. From this base class there are certain derived classes are present. Then from that certain derived classes there could be certain exploration for derivation of a new classes. So this structure is somehow tree like structure. That's why it is say as a hierarchical inheritance. The example taken here is a sports as a base class. From that three childs are derived, that is hockey, football and cricket. From this football could be say as now child class. From this we are deriving new classes, that is a junior football team and senior football team. So for that a parent class is football. So here is a certain features are get inherit from grandparent to child class. So this is an example of a hierarchical inheritance. Then next is hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance, it is combination of any previous four inheritance, that is single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance or a hierarchical inheritance. There is no particular schema or structure is present for hybrid inheritance. So these are 5 different types of inheritance here only. So these are different OOP terminologies we have discussed in today's lecture. This is just a revision for your second year C++. Same concepts are repeated here only. These concepts will be required for diagrammatic representation basically. Based on this we are trying to construct object diagram and class diagram. I hope you understand all the concepts. Thank you. Have a nice day.